It's Barret. We love Barret. Or maybe I just love Barret. Barret's from Final Fantasy VII, and this is the same card that is in the Final Fantasy VII Precon. So if you get the Commander deck, he's in there too, but he's also standard legal. Barret Wallace, got Gun Hand. He's 4 mana. He's a 4/4. He has Reach. Why does he have Reach? I guess because Gun. It's almost like being an archer. Whenever he attacks, he deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control to defending player. Cool, some extra damage when he attacks then. So this is a 4 mana 4/4 with upside, which means it's totally fine. And also sometimes it'll deal a lot of burn damage because red, white is the equipment colors. So if you have a lot of equipment, you can get a lot of damage in. Yeah, he is not an archer. He's a human rebel. But he does have gun. He does have gun. Blazing Bomba. Bombs are a classic Final Fantasy enemy. And this one is a 1 mana 1/1. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, you put a +1/+1 counter on the creature, and you can also blow up the bomb. It can explode. Tap, sacrifice this creature. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature, but you can only activate it as a sorcery. That's not bad. It's not that good either, but I do like a 1 mana card that has the potential to grow over time in your deck. That's kind of nice. I feel like I'm less likely to use the blow up ability because it's sorcery speed, but it is still kind of cool that you can be like, yeah, I'm casting a couple big non-creature spells, including equipment, because those are non-creature, making this big, and then using it to take out something that's more significant than itself, or just swinging in a couple times with it as like a 3/3. It is a creature type elemental, yes. There are not elemental synergies, I think, in this set, but there are elemental synergies outside of this set. Call the Mountain Chocobo. It's the green Chocobo. 4 mana sorcery. Search your library for a mountain card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand, and then shuffle. You make a 2/2 green bird token, which has the Chocobo landfall ability, which we've seen once. Whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It also has a flashback of 6, so you can cast it twice to trigger something like Blazing Bomb twice. I don't think this is bad. It is 4 mana, ramp and make a creature, and then 6 mana, which would be just like playing 1 more land after you've used its ramp, right? Oh no, because it doesn't put it into play, it puts it into hand. Still not bad. It's cool that it sets up the bird to hit the landfall trigger. Yeah, it definitely feels like a common, but it's a common that can trigger these. Choco Comet. So some of you are familiar with what red chocobos do. They make meteor. They cast Choco Comet. They're very dangerous to be around. So this is, it's great art. This is X red. So you can cast it for a minimum of 3 mana. Or, no, actually, sorry, minimum of 2 mana. Because you don't actually have to cast X for any damage. It deals X damage to any target, including your opponent's face. So if you have any leftover mana, sure, you can bank some mana in there. It makes a Chocobo. Same bird token as before. The green bird token with landfall. Gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Not bad. This is I think is pretty nice. And did you thought there were no Final Fantasy Tactics references in this? So the exploding red chocobos have been brought back for a few games, but this one specifically is Final Fantasy XII, which is the same world as Tactics. They're both in Ivalice, I think. They don't have much to do with each other. There's also judges in both, I think. They don't do the same thing, but there's judges. Does that mean there's Banga? Are there any Banga in this set? I want to see a Banga. Because they're bangers. Clive! Ifrit's dominant. Turns into, guess what? Ifrit. This is the main dude from 16. You calling him Jimbo? Jimbo! Sure. 6 mana, 5/5. When Clive enters, you may discard your hand, then draw cards equal to your devotion to red, which will be at minimum 2 because Clive is red. You can pay 6, tap, and transform him. He exiles and then returns. It's Ben. Oh, the voice actor is Jimbo in Balatro. That's why you're calling him Jimbo. Yes. Okay, that makes more sense. If your hand is empty when you have Clive enter, this is a great time to discard your hand and then draw 2. But he flips for 6, so maybe the turn after you play him. Ifrit, Warden of Inferno, which has lunge. It is, by the way, it's a 9/9. It's big. Lunge. It fights another creature. It enters. It's a 9/9. It fights something. It kills it. Then Brimstone. Add red, 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 red. If this has 3 or more lore counters on it, exile and return it to the battlefield. So pretty much you're getting 4 red mana, and it can attack this turn. Then you get 4 red mana, and it can't attack this turn because it flips back over to being Clive, which then again gives you the opportunity to discard your hand and draw 2, or more, depending on if you have other stuff. Minimum of 2. The card reveal was great, yeah. I was at the panel at PAX East where this happened, where Ben, the voice actor, rips open his shirt, and it's got the card on it, takes off the jacket, and it's on the back for the transformation. What a fun way to do the reveal. Coral Sword. It is a 1-mana flash equipment that automatically attaches to a creature and gives +1/+0 and first strike until end of turn. Not bad. It's a combat trick that is also equipment, so it feeds into both the artifact stuff and the equipment stuff. Not bad. You were there too? DJ Wu also in the same room. It was a cool panel. I definitely think it was the right choice for me to show up a couple hours early and wait in line, because I got to chat with nice people in line too. What poster did I get? I got Emmet Selk, which I'm not a 14 player, so I got to find somebody to give it away to. I traded for Emmet because I knew I'd have more friends who would want it. The Fire Crystal. It is a 4-mana legendary artifact. Red spells you cast cost 1 less. Creatures you control have haste. That's good, unlimited. And you can pay for, tap, and create a token that's a copy of a creature you control. Gets sacrificed at the beginning of your next end step, but because it has haste, you can still attack with it or block with it, because you can do this at any time. You can even do it in an end step, so it doesn't go away until the next end step, because it gets sacrificed not at end of turn, but at beginning of end step. Yeah, these are cool. Fire Magic. This is a classic. You get your tiered spell of Fire, Fyra, or Faraga. For 1 mana, you deal 1 damage to each creature, including your creatures. For 3 mana, deal 2 damage to each creature. That is usually how much that costs, too. This is fantastic, by the way, with the Judith that can give spells Death Touch. Or, well, and again, I guess she would kill herself because it's each creature. It's fantastic with things that care about dealing damage to creatures, then. Or it's, for 6 mana, deals 3 damage to each creature. So, bit of a board wipe, but at uncommon, this seems solid. Kind of like your Fiery Cannonade or whatever. It kills things. It kills things at different stages at different times in the game, which is nice. I had an Emmet one. Wait, let me grab the poster. I think it's right here. Poster? Look. I might have to turn off my blue screen because this is a very blue poster. I think Fire Magic is fine. For limited, I would not lean that heavily into it, but I do like the flexibility of it. Yeah, these are shiny, cool posters that we got if we were waiting in line. They had Cloud, Sephiroth, Firion. Did they have a Terra one? I didn't see it, but I'm pretty sure there was one. Yeah, it's really cool. And then Emmet. But they gave most people Firion ones, at least around where I was sitting, near the front of the line. So everyone was like, we want Cloud and Sephiroth. Wah, wah, wah. It's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad you think so. Hey, speaking of Firion, there he is from 2. Wild Rose Warrior. 3 mana, 3/3. Equipped creatures you control have haste, and whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, you make a token that is a copy of it. Except it has this equipment's equip abilities cost 2 less to activate. This token equipment goes away at the beginning of the next upkeep. However, most of the equipment, not all equipment, so not this one, But a lot of equipment in this, let me go, like, just find one of them here, is job select. Where's the job select guy? I have to scroll so far. I watched it like have been the next one if I went down. Job select? Any job select here? Yeah, job select. There we go. The job select cards come with a 1/1. So if you make a token copy of, say, Ninja's Blades, well, it would cost 2 less to equip, so it would be free. And also, you would get the 1/1, which is sweet. So that's pretty nice. I think that for limited, this being on top of it, it's a 3-mana 3/3. It has the haste enabler. That's pretty nice. And because I feel like the equipment stuff is pretty good, I like that. The token also gets sacrificed, which will trigger all of the things that care about artifacts leaving play. Or if you have a sacrifice outlet, you could sacrifice it in order to get something else out of it. Kinda nice. Freya Crescent, 1-mana Rat Knight. I love a good rat. During your turn, Freya Crescent has flying. You can tap, add red, and spend this mana only to cast an equipment spell or activate an equip ability. Something notable is that reconfigure is not an equip ability. So doesn't fully work with that, but you can still use them to cast reconfigure creatures. Yeah, she's a dragoon, so she has flying. At least I guess she's a dragoon. This rat was the love of your life as a kid. You have good taste. You have good taste. Very sweet. You had no idea Freya was a rat? You thought she was a horse? Okay, listen. The sprite in the game, this is like a little it was like a pre-rendered 3D model, kind of, because it was from like that era. Wasn't super detailed. You can look up what it looked like in the game. Don't cut off her tail. That's treasures. I think this is fine for limited. It's 1-mana like ramper into stuff that you would want, and because she has flying on your turn, that can be a 1-mana 1/1 flyer. Get those pings in. Gilgamesh, Master at Arms. I'm glad Gilgamesh got a card. 6-mana, 6/6. Human Samurai. Whenever Gilgamesh enters or attacks, you'll get the top 6 cards of your library. You can put any number of equipment cards from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Whenever you put one or more equipment onto the battlefield this way, you can attach one of them to a samurai you control. This is awesome for equipment, and it would make for a really cool commander. You get free equipment. You get to attach it for free. And then you can swing in and do it again, especially if you have something that, like, is an equipment that gives them haste. You could do them both at the same time, or you could use something like Furion to get more haste. It's sweet. Gilgamesh got 2? Oh, is there one in the starter kit maybe? Because it would make sense for there to be one in the cloud equipment deck. Haste Magic. Guess what Haste Magic does? It gives haste. It's a 2-mana instant that gives +3/+1 in haste until end of turn, but you also get to exile the top card of your library, and you can play it until your next end step. That's pretty cool. There's a similar card to this, something Crescendo, I want to say, that I really liked. It can help you, like, storm off. It can just get you access to more and more spells. I like it. Did the Chonky Chocobo from Final Fantasy get a card? Yes, Fat Chocobo is in the set. And he's sitting there. He's sitting. It gives Cloud 7 power. Nice. It triggers prowess stuff. Yeah. It triggers the black mages with the pings. Seems pretty good to me. I like combat tricks that also give card advantage. And the haste ain't bad. Little Gigas. 6-mana 5/4 with trample, haste, and mountain cycling. So this is the red cycler for this cycle. Again, they're okay creatures, but more importantly, if you have it in your opening hand, you can discard it to get a land, because you might want a land. Item Shopkeep. Oh, this Haste Magic would absolutely be a good card in Zada. Yeah, same with the Crescendo, I think is also good. Blazing Crescendo, is that what it's called? item shopkeep. Oh, she looks so happy. 2 mana, 2/2. I'm going to your inn and I'm going to buy all your silly swords. And then I'm going to sell you a bunch of garbage I found on the street. Whenever you attack, target attacking equipped creature gains menace until end of turn. Nice small upside for limited. Probably wouldn't play that side of limited. Laughing Mad. More crazy Kefka art. We have 3 mana, instant. As an additional cost to cast this card, you have to discard a card. And you draw 2. It also has flashback. So if you're looking to filter and recast and recast and recast, this is a way to do it. And because it has a discard, you can actually use that to discard other cards with flashback or things you're intending to reanimate. Light of Judgment. More cool Kefka art. 5 mana instant. Deals 6 damage to a target creature and destroys an equipment attached to that creature. Nice. There's a lot of equipment in this set, so I feel like that's very nice upside for red removal. Mysidian Elder. We've got a 3 mana, 1/3 human wizard that enters with one of those wizard tokens, the black wizards, that I guess has the ping. I'm kind of sad that he doesn't also have the ping ability, because he's just like a 1/3. I guess if you like blink him or return him to hand, you can get another one. So for 3 mana, you're getting a 1/3 and an 0/1 with the ping. It's okay. It's 2 bodies. Nibelheim of Flame. Just light a place on fire. It's fine. That's what he does. 4 mana, sorcery. Choose target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. So this could be a board wipe. But only if your creature survives. It's like a big fight. Because if the creature dies in response to this, spell fizzles. If the spell is cast from graveyard, you also discard your hand and draw 4 cards. Cool. As for like how this is limited, I'm glad it only costs 4 to play from hand. It's 7 otherwise. Yeah, I don't think that's bad. It is interruptible, but at least it's not like a huge mana commitment. If it was like 5 or 6 mana, I think I would feel a lot more hesitant about playing it. The Opera Love Song before the giant tentacle monster attacks. 2 mana instant. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards until your next end step. So you play this on your opponent's turn. You'll have until the next end step, or if you play it in your end step, to play those cards. So it's not quite like Nihiri's Resolve-ish. Or 1 or 2 target creatures each get +2/+0 until end of turn. That's nice. I like the flexibility of its card advantage, or it's a combat trick. Prompto Argentum is taking a selfie instead of helping with the fight. Thanks, Prompto. You're doing great. He's a 2 mana 2/2. He has haste. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, you get a treasure. Cool. Helps you cast more big spells. That's not a bad card to have. It just gets you more stuff, and he's a 2/2 with haste. Also, he's a big dork. Solemn says, Prompto, my stupid idiot sweet boy. Just look at him. Not a brain cell in that head. Oh, Queen Brawn. She was kind of scary to me when I saw my friend playing 9. Which is appropriate, because, like, her daughter's cool. She's crazy. 3 mana, 2/1 with prowess. Whenever she attacks, you make one of those wizards that has the ping ability, the Black Mage tokens. You can see them behind her in the art. Makes sense, so she's kind of spell slingery, and you want to attack with her so you get more of those tokens. You're glad she has a card? Me too. Yeah. I kind of wish she was like one of the big rare villains, but it's cool. Random encounter. A monster shows up and you have to fight it. Or in this case, for 6 mana, shuffle your library. Mill 4 cards. Put each creature milled this way onto the battlefield. They gain haste. And at the beginning of the next end step, you return those creatures to their owner's hand. It also has flashback of 8. So this is This is like a sneak attack that you do not have control over. You shuffle. You mill. You hope that it's 4 big awesome creatures and not 4 lands, because it's a random encounter. Put them into play. Swing with them. If they survive, they go back to hand. You don't have to attack with them, by the way. You can like just let them sit there so you get them back into your hand. How would I feel about this in limited? I would not play this in limited, but it will be funny to play it in limited. So maybe you should. If your opponent has a water crystal out, then you would mill 8 cards instead and get to put lots of creatures in. Rabon, Bull of Alamigo. It is a 2-mana, 2/2 with Ward, pay life equal to his power, and whenever he attacks, you can attach an equipment you control to target attacking creature. It does not have to be him. We're getting a lot of these free equip abilities in this set, like way more than I think we've ever seen. Somebody was talking about Arden before. I think that's awesome. Everybody's going to say Colossus Hammer, and the answer is yes, Colossus Hammer. I like this though. I think this is cool for equipment decks, and I think it's cool for limited. And he's got a knife. Also, Hi Club 420. Red Mage's Rapier. This is another job select card where you get your big funny hat. It's not actually the rapier, it's the hat. To me, the hat is what makes the red mage. 2 mana, job select, so you get the 1/1, and the equipped creature gets, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So it is not prowess, but it is a pump ability. It's much more pointy. Am I buying any of the Final Fantasy Secret Lairs? Probably not. I typically don't buy Secret Lairs unless it's like something I want for some dumb reason, or I'm buying for a friend. Tappy's trying to figure out how to get the hat on a plane. Does Tappy have a hat box? Because the answer is hat box. I didn't buy the Transformers Secret Lairs. I know. I don't have the one of Megatron and Optimus Prime reaching out to hold each other's hands. You have to take out the card in the middle. It's fine. It's not there. They're reaching out to hold each other's hands. How do I feel about this in limited? I mean, it's a 2-mana 1/1 with like a pump ability. It's not bad. I wish this one had a cheaper re-equip. Sabatender. Oh, it's coming at you. It's needling you. That's a landfall. Oh, 2-mana 2/1 reach and landfall. Okay, the reach drives it up in my limited review brain. Whenever land you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. Not bad. We have a couple other creatures that can do this. Specifically, there was a lizard that was like has a offspring ability. I think that has a landfall, deal damage. And we have some other ones that cost like 4 mana. Not as good. Putting it on a 2 mana, I like that. Putting on a 1 mana as they did before, I like that. I think this is solid for limited though. Yeah, I bought Storm and I bought Deadpool. Literally the same exact 2 that you bought, Rob. Because I like Storm and I wanted the card and it wasn't being printed outside of that. Same with Deadpool. At least not yet. I have a Deadpool deck. It's actually my Laughing Jasper Flint deck. Samurai's Katana, another job select equipment. When this equipment enters, you make the 1/1 hero and it automatically equips to it. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, so it is a 3/3 at base. Has trample and haste and is a samurai. That feels pretty sweet. So this is this is like an uncommon 3/3 with trample and haste. And for a lot of mana, or if you can equip it for free, you can move that onto something else later. Not bad. Sandworm. It's creature type? Worm. It's not, they could have given it sand. Sand is a creature type. It's on some tokens. Job select is a smaller for Mirrodin. It is a 1/1 instead of a 2/2 rebel. Haste. When this creature enters, destroy target land. Its controller may search their library for a basic land, put it into the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. So this is kind of nice, because if your opponent has like a town that has some good ability, you can destroy it. Or if you are desperate for fixing, you can destroy your own land and be like, actually, no, I need this mountain to be a forest next turn. Okay, you're a forest. Also, I'm thinning my deck. Also, it's a 5/4 with haste, so not bad. I feel like there's a ton of uncommons in this set. Are there more uncommons than commons in this set? Are they doing that now? Hold up. S. Fin. Rarity equals common. There's 96 commons. And 110 uncommons. Sure, alright. It's also a huge set. I'm not looking at the bonus sheet. The bonus sheet has no commons in it. Only uncommons, rares, mythic rares. Hey, it's Safer. Hey, Safer. He is a 4-mana, 3/4 human knight. I'm kind of interested he's a knight. There are some, like, knight payoffs in this, like we saw the Dion before, though. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets double strike. Whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you can cast an instant or sorcery with a mana value 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. And if that spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. So there's not that many cards that cost 3 or less, except a bunch of the tiered cards are. And you can still pay their additional cost, I believe, when you cast them, to cast them as a bigger spell. So that's like what Safer's doing in Limited. Honestly, the power of this card comes from that double strike ability it's granting, because you can put all your equipment on one thing and attack with that, and it gets double strike. The recasting from Graveyard, I feel like it's going to be okay sometimes, but it's usually not going to have a target, and it's going to be kind of fiddly. Yes, attacks alone is usually a thing that's on Warriors and Samurai. That is why I think it's interesting he's a Knight. Six of the commons are also basic lands. So yeah, a lot of uncommons in this set. Self-Destruct is a 2-mana instant. Target creature you control deals X damage to any other target, including somebody's face, and X damage to itself, where X is its power. That's still pretty sweet. This is kind of like a turbo fling. I would put this into... some decks. Some big punch decks. Yeah, it's like a different form of fling. I think it's cool that, like, you can block with something and then do this. You think the art should have bomb on it? Oh, EK, thank you for the 42-month resub. Hope I had fun in LA. I did. I got to see a lot of friends.
Hope you had fun in LA, Amy. Less than 3.
Side quest. Play Blitzball. Yeah, I think this is fine for Limited. It's like, if you have, like, big dumb stuff, like the Vincent card that lets you bring back a thing that dies, but also lets you make something huge, I think that could be fun with this. Side quest, play Blitzball. It's Blitzball, baby. We love Blitzball. It's like wet soccer. I don't actually like Blitzball. Sorry, Waka. What does this do? At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0. Not bad. At the end of combat on your turn, if a player was dealt 6 or more combat damage, this transforms into this and automatically equips. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and double strike. That's very good. That's very good. So you gotta complete the quest to get the thing, but then you get World Champion Celestial Weapon. Waka, you're weird. You're weird. This broken ultimate weapon. I mean, it's certainly a good card. Sorceress Schemes. That's so many S's in that name. Sorceress Schemes is a 4-mana sorcery. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard or an exiled card with flashback back to your hand. Add red. It lets you Faithless Looting again. It even pays for the Faithless Looting. I feel like Faithless Looting's in here, but maybe it's on the bonus sheet. And this card also has a flashback of 5. If you had enough copies of this, 2 of them, you could actually just keep looping them by, like, bringing them back from the graveyard or from exile. That's kind of fun if you want to just keep casting things that cost 4 or more to get triggers. Might be a way to break a stalemate. It's recurring instants and sorceries, so, like, you have to have instants and sorceries you want to recur, and that's not cheap. Like, 4 mana and it refunds 1, that is a lot of mana. So I don't know if I would do this, but I do think that, like, the idea of, like, oh yeah, you can loop this back and forth could be fun. Yeah, put this in. If you have, like, Vivi, who we'll see later, it could be cool with that. Oh, wrong button. Brynhilder, a 2-mana, 2/1 summon, a Saga Knight. That art is cool. When this enters, you exile the top card of your library. During any turn you put a lore counter on the Saga, you play this card. So it would be these 3 cards. Or these 3 turns, unless you're manipulating its counter somehow. That's cool. So it gets you an Impulse Draw. When you next cast a creature... Oh, notably, you cannot cast the spell on your opponent's turn. Unless they, like, proliferate this. Gestalt mode. When you next cast a creature spell this turn, it gains haste. Then it does that again. Not bad. I think it's cool that it, like, has the Impulse Draw on it. Vivi's a problem? Yes. Esper Ramu. 4 mana, 3/3 summon. Judgment Bolt. This creature deals damage equal to the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard to a target creature an opponent controls. So it's removal that might not actually be enough to kill a thing. And then wizards get +1/+0, and then wizards that get +1/+0. That's kind of lackluster, but whatever. It's an uncommon. Summon the GF Cerberus. That's your girlfriend? Whoa, your girlfriend looks amazing. 4 mana, 3/3. Pretty confident. Let's see how you do. You surveil 1 in the first chapter. Then you double your next instant or sorcery spell you cast in the turn. And then you triple, which copies the next instant and sorcery twice. So makes lots and lots of copies of your other instants and sorceries. This seems like something you want to set up with, but it gives you a little setup with that surveil. That seems pretty good if you are spell slinging. It's the gluten-free Cerberus. I mean, yeah, you don't look like you got bread. Oh, gluten-free Ifrit too. Yeah, if you use that to double and triple your extra turn spells, I'll be very upset with you. He does have cake even though he's gluten-free. Thanks. Gluten-free Ifrit is a 3 mana, 3/2. You pay 3, you get the creature, and he lasts for actually a little bit more time. He is common. You may discard a card if you do draw a card. You may discard a card if you do draw a card, add red, he goes away. So he has 2 different attacking turns unless you give him haste somehow. That's not bad. And it's cool that he kind of refunds that mana in those last 2 chapters. I like that a lot for limited. I mentioned before that you could suplex the train. Phantom Train, it's an artifact. So you can suplex it. Suplex is kind of like a braid meets lava coil. Karenite, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Tactical Banana. Suplex is a modal spell. It is very good in limited because it either deals 3 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, you exile it instead. Nice. Or exile target artifact, which that hits the equipment, it hits the vehicles. It also hits the 1 ring. I would say that even though this is sorcery speed, it is worth considering in a bunch of different decks. I think that it's really nice. You could get rid of your opponent's Phoenix down before they use it. Yes, the Phantom Chain would be exiled. Seems solid? Seems solid. Under Magic. Oh, you're saying you could use Phoenix down on the trade. Oh, when it's animated, it's, is it a zombie or something? I wouldn't be surprised. Braid 2. Slower and more exiling. Thunder Magic. That's appropriate that they would have lightning doing Thunder Magic. This is tiered. For 1 mana, you deal 2 damage to target creature. For 4 mana, you deal 4 damage. And for 7 mana, you deal 8 damage. So that is Your Thunder, Thundara, Thundaga. Not bad. I wish that this could hit non-creatures, but it's okay. It's instant speed. You can shock a critter, or maybe deal 4. The flexibility, I think, of it is nice, but it's not, like, super good. Yeah, Shock, Shockara, and Shockaga. You're almost never going to cast that for 7, because that's just a lot of mana. Triple Triad. I revealed this card. It's the card game from Final Fantasy VIII. It's also very silly. Would I play this in Limited? Maybe. So this is a 6-mana enchantment at the beginning of your upkeep. Each player exiles the top card of their library. No matter what, you can play the card that is exiled from your library. But it's also, by the way, you can play it for free. If the card on your opponent's library that gets revealed has a lesser than or equal to, no, just lesser than mana value than the one from your library, you can also cast that one. So, yay! Ideally, it's like reveal the biggest thing from your deck and a pretty big thing from your opponent. Yeah, I had done the reveal of this, and I did like a silly MS Paint drawing of it. Free spells are good. I agree. Also, it's like silly, and it's free spells. Unexpected Request, where you were going to kidnap her anyway, but she asked you to kidnap her. It's fine. 3 mana sorcery. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature, gains haste. Act of treason. But you can also attach an equipment you control to that creature, and then it can be unattached at the beginning of the next end step. Not bad. Yeah, if you ask nicely, and maybe arm your kidnappee so you can get in a good swing. I would say that Unexpected Request, I do like a lot in this, because we've seen multiple good sacrifice pieces where it's like, awesome. You steal the creature, you swing in with it, maybe even put like good equipment on it, and then you sacrifice it because there's good ways to sacrifice in this set. Van, Street Thief is my kind of card. It's kind of like Ragavan. He's actually more like the dinosaur that's arena only that's kind of like Ragavan, but nobody knows what that card is. I don't even remember the name. It's a bird dinosaur, I think. 3 mana, 2/2, Human Scout. Whenever one or more scouts, pirates, or rogues you control deal combat damage to a player, you exile the top card of that player's library. You may cast it. If you don't, create a treasure token. So you have to cast it right when you hit. So the timing is like, but you can use the treasures. It's, if you don't cast it, you get the treasure. Notably, you do have to pay the mana of the color of the spell, like Ragavan. So you might have to hit a few times first just to get treasures so you can cast the spells. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, you put a +1/+1 counter on each scout, pirate, and rogue. So it's not all your outlaws, but it's some of them. And he's the scout. That's cute. Also, for Limited, I do think it's decent. It's one of those things, though, where, like, hitting the first time is going to be the hardest stuff. And there are a few other scouts, a few other pirates, and a few other rogues, including there are equipments that can give the, at least rogue, I know there's a way to give rogue. I'm not sure about scouts and pirates. Warrior's Sword. As job select, it's a 1/1 and it comes with a +3/+2. Turns things into warriors. So this is like having a 4 mana 4/3. That's okay. Not bad. I mean, it gives you a 4 mana spell that's non-creature, so you get that trigger. And it's also like a pretty big equipment that if you can equip for free would be really sweet. Not bad. No, they didn't call it the Fighter's Sword. Even though it's Final Fantasy 1, it's right there. He's the fighter. Zell Dinched. I don't actually know what to say his last name. I'm gonna go with Dinched. 3 mana, 0/3. You can play an additional land on each of your turns. Perfect for all my landfall birds. Also, I just like playing additional lands in general. He gets +1/+0 for each land you control, which means that he'll mostly be at least 3 power, and that's sweet. At the beginning of your end step, you return a land you control to its owner's hand, so you can repeatedly trigger your landfalls. I think that's a really cool way of being like, you can play the additional lands, you get one back. In fact, you have to put one back, but you can play it back again because you can play additional lands. And this is my first time seeing this card. I like it. Human Monk. Okay. But you can't ramp with it? You can. You play 2 lands. You swing with him. He dies. You keep all the lands you play. Because, like, they'll want to block him. He'll be pretty big, I imagine. Lindblom, Industrial Regency. This is the land that's also an adventure. That's a town. This one's an instant. Mage Siege. Ooh, wait, this is cool. Create a 0/1 black wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you get the ping on your opponent. That's pretty cool. I mean, like, 3 mana is a lot for it, but it's cool that it's on a land. Because you do that, and then you play the tapped land. Bam. I wouldn't pick this super highly, but I do like it. Even better if you have token doublers. I don't know if there's any in the set, but there's ways to copy the spell in the set. And now we're on to starter kit cards. Standard legal, but they are not going to be in draft boosters, like Lightning and Judgment. Judgment Bolt is a 4-mana instant, deal 5 damage to target creature, X damage to that creature's controller, where X is the number of equipment you control. Actually not bad removal. For limited, too bad it's not in limited. It could be a very cute piece of tech in a red-white equipment stack, or a red equipment stack, where it's just like, hey, it's 4-mana removal, and also it burns your face. Could be fun. Lightning, Security, Surgeon. Wow, Lightning has like 3 different cards. 3 mana, 2/3 with Menace. Whenever she deals combat damage to a player, you exile the top card of your library. You can play that card as long as you control Lightning. Cool. Card advantage. Also puts cards in exile. Lelia likes that, and Rocco likes that. Doesn't seem like a bad card to me. I could absolutely see putting this into a Lelia or a Rocco kind of deck. Or a Prosper deck. Yes. Or a Prosper deck. Good and Prosper. Sure it is. That's all of red. Next up, green.